All right, there, Sky Masters. What's going on? We're going to keep on keeping on with some more advanced Blender techniques and mixing them with the No Man's Sky Base Builder plugin by Charlie Banks. Again, I'll say if you haven't gone through any of the other videos, or if you're just starting out, you need to stop this video and go check out Charlie Banks's plugin, and then watch those videos. Go back on my Blender playlist and watch some of those videos. There's some key knowledge that would probably help you out. Definitely would definitely help you out. I don't think this is something you should rush. You should kind of take this in slow strides, and you will be a lot better in the end. So today we are going to be talking about adding some meshes. So let's go ahead and let's go get a project file. For those that I've already, I'm talking to people that are kind of already have built some things within No Man's Sky and Blender. So with that being said, we'll move forward. Go and let's go get a project file. I'm going to pull something up from one of my created saves. And we will just pick out whatever was last. I think it's the thumbs down. So that's been my almost example base here for a while now. And let's go open Blender. I've got the newer version, but it could be the older version. They both seem to do the same thing, basically, for me. I do find there's some older tools in the other one that I like to use. I'll do a video on that maybe some other time. But for now, we're going to go ahead and import that one in here and see what it brings up for me. And it is the thumbs down. Let's go ahead and highlight all that and get rid of it. Okay, so I've said it in a few of my other videos, but I'm going to definitely cover it now to make sure everybody's on the same page here. And first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to go up into File and go to Edit and Preferences. And then we go to add-ons here. Okay, so click on the add-ons tab right here. And I think you have to have community on highlighted there. And then if you come down, it says add. There's add curves, add mesh, anything with add and mesh. I go ahead and click the box, just tick it, because these are things that you can add into the game or into Blender. And I'll show you how to add them into the game. I'm getting a little ahead of myself there. Excuse me. So is there anything else in here that I put in there? The game engine for base builder. So you know you've been in here to add the base builder plugin, and to update it we have to do this every once in a while. You come in here to the add-ons. So these are add-ons that are already in there. They're just not clicked off. Okay, so you don't need to go and download anything to get it. They're just they're not ticked off. Because they figure that some people probably aren't going to use them or something. I don't really know. It's giving you a slim and options, and you can customize this. So anything else in here? Mesh auto mirror. Okay, so yeah, I went in here and clicked all this stuff, and I don't know if some of this stuff is working for me or not. I want to see, I might use some of this stuff. So if it says mesh, I guess just click it. 3D print toolbox. I don't think I need that, and it has a weird symbol on it. So I could, you know, this is where somebody can come in here and be like, "Oh my God, can't even use that," you know. But I don't know. This is where there's a trial and error, no venture, no gain type of situation. This is what I do. I click little boxes and I go and hunt them down in the program and see what I can do. And I think that's it. So our important things are the add mesh and what's the ones up here? Add extra objects is the big one there. Mesh. Okay, so let's, now that we've added those in, let me go back here and read everything real quickly again, because I'm starting to think it's something that I might have forgotten to say, and I want to make sure that it's not in here, and I'm skipping something for you guys. Okay. I mean, I know extra objects is one of the big things, but other than that, I tick off all the other ones to experiment. So, if you've done that, if you follow me along, let's move on forward. Okay. So we are here looking at our base computer, and down here we have this object tab. It might be at top for you. It might be at the bottom here. Let me move my face a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, so mine is down here at the bottom. I have an object tab. And then I have an add tab. This tab, this whole menu right here might be up here for you, because I've seen some UIs that are differently, and you can customize this and drag things around to your liking, and this is the way I like mine. So I think in my original setup video, when I set you up, I set it up like this. So you can go back there and watch that video if you care to. If not, let's move along. So we are going to add an object right here. We're going to add a mesh. And in here we've got some, now we're going to have some different pieces in here, and I've had it on for so long I can't tell you exactly what is, maybe it's this actually here is what's added in here, but there's extras. We have beam builders, we have honeycombs, teapots, there's all kinds of weird things that are in here, geodesic domes and bolt patterns. We can add in some weird stuff. It's kind of cool, you know. And again, to hit the tab to be able to look at meshes. And, you know, we've talked about how these meshes convert over in that last video that I just did on the instancing and importing models. Then when the models are imported, they seem to me to be imported little meshes, I guess. My terminology might be good. I might be wrong. I am not a good Blender user. I just use it for No Man's Sky, and I think I'm decent at it. I could be a lot better if I was a Blender guru, but that's a whole nother avenue. That's I have too many hobbies, so I do what I can with the knowledge that I have, and I'm trying to give it to you. So I'm sure there's some guys that are gonna correct me. So let's get rid of this, and let's go back. Let's hit the tab and get out of that button, and hit the delete. Go ahead and click on this. Let's go back to add. Well, we're going to go back into meshes. So there's a lot of different things in here that you can look at. So we got, I think these plain ones are already in there, I think, and the extras are the extras. And then I'll show you where there's some mathematical functions. There's torus objects, some torus knots. This gets really crazy in here too. You can really play around with this stuff, and it's complex. And if you come down here, so if you add it in there, you get this little tab down here on the left hand side. Now I think if you move this or do anything to it, this tab is going to go. So you need to make your manipulations to the object before you move it. I think there might be a different way around that. I am not sure. This is my experience. It's a one streamlined experience just for using No Man's Sky. Again, this is where the guru's gonna like, no, you can do it. You know, tell me how. Okay. So yeah, let's try this out. So I think, yeah, once as I touch it, I think the option for doing anything with it and manipulating it seems to be gone, right? I think so. Maybe the option moved somewhere else, but I don't know where it's at. So I'm going to erase this, and we're going to add another one in there. So let's go into mesh. We were in the torus knot, twisted knot, super toroid. Let's grab the knot again. So here's that knot. Let's go ahead and get rid of the base computer. Let's get it out of the way. So we click on the knot. Get rid of it. Let's add it again, because once we touch it, it seems like to me, it seems the functions over here that we can manipulate are gone. I'm going to move my face over there because you can't see it. It's never a good place for a face. That seems to be a good spot for my face. Okay, so yeah, this is where I'm talking about right down here. So when you add these pieces in, there's this little window down here, and as soon as you touch this piece or try to scale it or move it, this window seems to disappear. And this is the window where you're going to manipulate these little items, you know, all their little attributes, I guess. So knot type. You can change the knot type. and this, and remember, this is just in that torus knot, so we can change that knot type, resolution. So that would be faces. This would be like simplifying it. And if you watch this, like again, like in the last video, I told you to watch, keep an eye out when you're working with the meshes, to keep an eye on these faces. Those faces are going to translate to, each face will have a part that gets added to it after you do the instancing to it. So that is to keep that in mind, and that's why you want to keep an eye out over here and manipulate this in your way. So again, let's grab something different a little bit. Let's go into the mesh again, add mesh, and you can just have fun with this, and the sky's the limits on this, and you're going to have to play a little bit. There's no venture, no gain. Let's go into twisted torus. Is this just a regular torus? I believe this is the one where Ash Factor shows you it's a torus. So these are in there originally without the adding thing. So pretty cool. And you can see, no, I already moved it. You can't see it. Tell me if there's a way to go back to that menu after you move it, somebody. That'd be really cool. All right, so we're going back into mesh. And this time I'm going to show you guys this math function. So once we get on this tab, you can see the Z math surface and the XYZ math surface. The XYZ is the interesting one that we're going to want here. So let's add the XYZ function. All right, so you see the first thing that we have come up is the Nautilus shell. And we've seen that I've done this. This was like one of the first, when I found that out how to do this, the Nautilus shell was the first thing that came up. I had already been working with importing the model. So I as soon as I seen the faces in the mesh format of this, I knew that I could work with it. And I was like, wow, cool, man, only 4,000 faces. I've got this down. And I replaced it with some pill lights, and it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. That I had done in Blender with very few amount of clicks. Now, it took me a long time to figure out how to do it, though, and to get to that point. So, yeah, I don't know how easy is it. It's going to be a lot easier for you because I just told you how to do it. So, all right, as we add these in here, like I said, if we touch this and move it, we're going to lose this menu over here. So this menu over here is going to be very important to us. So don't touch your add in there, or go back into your XYZ math functions and add another one. And this comes up. So at the very top of this, down here on the left, you can see we have operator presets. Now open this up and you can see all kinds of cool stuff in here. Really cool geometry. And I think it's awesome. Now you're going to have to just come in here and play with it. I'm going to show you the method on getting through this. It's almost like the same as like when you import a model. So we're going to be doing almost the same things, almost the same steps afterwards. So I'm just showing you where these added parts are at, and it's pretty cool. So we're gonna stay with this Nautilus shell because damn, it is just super cool and beautiful to look at. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. And so we've already clicked the screen, and we need to hit the tab button, and let's scale this up and make it bigger. And if you ever want to see what's going on, you can put your base computer back in there, and you know for scale how big or small something is. So we're gonna bring that up because we know that the pill light's a fraction of that size there. Okay, so we have our Nautilus shell in here. Now, there's some things that you can do with this Nautilus shell. Let me go back. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go all the way back here. Let's go back and add the mesh. Let's go back to the math function, XYZ. We added this again, but I haven't moved it yet, so I can manipulate it. I just want to show you some cooler, more advanced things. You can pick your operator presets, and then right underneath that, you see that we have the X, Y, and Z. These are our, we can change the equations for each one of these axes, and it's kind of neat. So we can take this like 1.5 here, and let's take that. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And yet it didn't do anything. So what's up with that? Restore. Okay. All right, there we go. So let's take that 1.5 and change that to a 3 and hit enter. See, now that takes that the y-axis, and I stretched it out with those numbers. Now you can play around with all the different numbers and just, you know, I don't know the equations. I'm not a mathematician. I can't go any further than that. And I don't even know why I was like, you know what? I think I'll change that number. I just thought I'd change it one day, and I've tried changing a lot of this little stuff. What if I change that V to a U? Yeah, sometimes it doesn't do anything. Sometimes it breaks it. No venture, no gain. Sometimes you break it. That's all I got to say about that. Down below that, U max U steps. So 6. I don't know. You can change these numbers and see where it gets you. And yeah, see that I peeled it off in here. I don't even know what that's doing. So that should go back almost. Yeah, that's weird. Probably something I didn't want to do, but I'm just showing you. That's something on the inside. So I know these are like some things that are on the outside. It'll be like a 12 by 128. So again, this is something that you can do to change these faces down here. So you can see that it's 4,000. And, you know, I mean, this would be something that's changing how many segments there is going on this, you know, coming out and going this way, obviously 125. So as we do that, you can see that the meshes are coming back, and then our faces are going down 36, 35, 34. So we're getting a little bit, you know, a little less complex. Now I would take this and get it almost to like the size of a pill light. I mean, we're already in the territory of, you can upload this right now. We're at 2,600 pieces. So this could be an uploaded piece right here. Besides this thing that we did right there, you could start over because I did something in the U step that that messed this inner side up, but I'm not even gonna mess with that right now. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this, hit the tab button, and we're gonna move this up, and we're gonna scale it up. Like so. And let's go into our parts and grab a light, a pill light here. I don't think it really, I don't want a wall light. Okay. So we have that highlighted, and let's hit shift and touch our little Nautilus shell. Do our Control P. And we have set the parent. Now on the right hand side, we're going to go over to our Object Properties tab. Instancing tab, open that. And then hit Vertices. And you can see that our pill lights are now lined up like that. And we don't have that weird thing that's in the middle. So I was thinking that that wasn't going to translate for some reason. I'm not quite sure how I knew that, because it definitely has these long faces on it. I was thinking that maybe there might have been some pieces down the middle of that or something, but we didn't get that. And it looks fine to me. So we need to make this real. Again, let's we can move this up and get it actually above ground. And now we're going to go down here to object, apply, make instances real. And now you can see on the right hand side, our wall lights are not ghosted anymore. They're real in the game, or within Blender, and we can add them into the game. And we can go ahead and get rid of this. So that was just our placemat for everything. And now we have these wall lights that are twisted up in our custom Nautilus shell, which we move the y-axis to that star 3 equation. You know, so this is custom. We've changed this. And I tell you what, if you want to maybe fill in these gaps, we can highlight this and go down to local and hit this other little tab, and then go to individual origins, And now when we scale up, we scale on individual origins, and boom. So now we have a more of a complete Nautilus shell. And you could play with, you know, different sizings and the meshes and things like that. I think we were, I mean, we're pretty slim at 2,600 pieces here. It's definitely uploadable, and this is a gorgeous piece of artwork that would be a VR wonderland for yourself. I'm telling you, do it. It's super cool, man. And then, and like, you know, get the other mods and do some moving parts. It is super wicked, man. And you'll love it. You become the lawnmower man. Super awesome. So I think that wraps it up here. And then all you're going to do is just hit the export. We can export this. And, you know, you guys know this. This part here, you know, delete, Control V. And then we're out here. And I've got a surprise when I go back into the game, because I'll probably forget that I did this. So pretty cool. Go me. And I hope you enjoyed this. I think these that really opens up a lot of really cool stuff. A lot of basic geometry and putting it into the game. And, you know, I found that little trick to be super cool, and everybody really thought it was wow. It's a few clicks, and, well, not just a few clicks, but it's a few clicks to get the some really wicked results. And then imagine how you can, you know, manipulate this. And not every piece is going to go onto those faces correctly. I showed you with pill lights and spheres and things like that. You're going to find out that if you try to use a mushroom or a tree, you're probably not going to get the results that you were thinking you were going to get. If you've seen those pill lights, you've seen that they were all facing different directions. Imagine if it was a tree hanging off. You're going to, you know, there's some trial and error. Like I said, it's a lot of, you know, trial and error. And if you don't venture, there's no gain. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video. I'll see you guys later.